Hey guys, Chris Megan, publisher with On the Water magazine and your host for today's On the Water's Angling Adventures show. We've got a really cool show coming up today. What we did is, a good friend of mine, Jeff Kolodzinski from Humminbird in Minn Kota, the two of us got talking last summer, and one of the things we decided to do was see if we couldn't run a contest to outfit somebody's boat with a beautiful Minn Kota trolling motor and Humminbird electronics. The new Minn Kota trolling motors can go anywhere from a 60-inch to a 72, and now they actually even have an 87-inch trolling motor for larger boats. What we were looking to do, though, was put a 72-inch trolling motor on somebody's boat, and we did that. We had over 550 people write in why we should outfit their boat. We had another 20 people send us videos of why we should outfit their boat. We chose a winner. You're going to see him today. Jim Webster, great guy, state policeman from Massachusetts, who sent in a video. Hang with us, guys, as we head out with Jeff Kolodzinski, brand manager for Minn Kota and Humminbird, along with the winner of this contest, Jim Webster, as we put his new Minn Kota trolling motor and Humminbird electronics to use while we chase down fish in Narragansett Bay. It was a beautiful fall morning when we met up with Jim Webster at the ramp, along with his mom and dad, Jim Sr. and Joanne, who were also planning on fishing that day and offered to help out as camera boat too. Hey guys, Chris Megan from On the Water magazine's Angling Adventure, out here today with a state policeman from Massachusetts, Jim Webster, who won a contest through Humminbird and Minn Kota Johnson Outdoors Products. We got with us one of my closest friends in this industry, Jeff Kolodzinski. He's a brand manager with Minn Kota and Humminbird. But right now we're in Narragansett Bay and we're looking for beautiful Tautog, delicious fish using the Minn Kota trolling motor and the Humminbird electronics. We're gonna get on top of these fish that love structure, and hopefully we have something for the dinner table. We're gonna send the state policeman home with some food for the dinner table. With the wind picking up and the current kicking up pretty good, both in the same direction, the Minn Kota trolling motor was certainly going to be put to the test right out of the gate. Right on the bottom, as soon as you hit the bottom, just go ahead and just like slight movements right off the bottom. I hit the bottom and then I come about a foot off the bottom.
So Chris, look with me on the Humminbird here. This boat is on spot lock, and this is only as far as we've been moving. I've been kind of jogging in 5-foot increments. So we just kind of moved around till we found them. Now that we're on them, it's time to fish.
So Jim, you're a state trooper, but you know, I got a chance to meet your mom and dad at the ramp there. It seems like you come from a family of law enforcement, huh?
All the way back to my grandfather, my father's side. He was a registered police officer. My father, retired Taunton police. My mom, she was a reserve police officer, and all the way to me, was in corrections and now state trooper at this time.
And you just moved to a new barrack? I just got a whack there.
I moved from the Milton Barracks, and now I'm back home, closer to home at the Dartmouth Barracks.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is. Okay, I felt them picking away. It may be a black sea bass. I don't know if this is gonna be a tog. Nope, that's the right one.
Tog.
So, using spot lock, we're out here. This is what we're looking for right in here. Now they have to be 16 inches and this guy's probably just a tad short, but that's exactly what we're looking for right there, guys. These fish are absolutely gorgeous for eating, and the reason why is all fish kind of take on the flavor of what they eat. And so these fish are on the bottom eating crustaceans. They're eating crabs, they're eating small lobsters. If you look at the teeth, they use those teeth to actually crush the mollusks. So these big ones will have teeth like a 5- and 6-year-olds. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy go. He's just shy of it, but that's a good spot. We're sitting here in about 30 feet of water. In the south, you go down in Florida, you see a lot of trolling motors down that way. And up here, we have a much bigger flare. You know, your dad's boat, Parker, 23 as well, big flare on that. We're on a very typical New England style boat, a 23 Jones Brother. It's got a little bit more of a flare, and so we have a 72-inch Minn Kota trolling motor on that. And this is a package that Jim Webster won by entering a contest. But Jim, had you ever done any video work like that before?
That was pretty much just wing it. It was a couple outtakes there, but eventually I got it.
Personally, I would love to anchor up in certain situations, but never do it because a lot of times I'm in the boat by myself, and to go up, run up, grab the anchor, throw it out, you know, tie it off, picking it up when I want to move, you know, you set your anchor, it's not in the right spot, it becomes a pain. And having that Minn Kota to do that for you, and it's so advantageous where you can sit there and bump yourself up, you know, 5 feet or so at a time, get yourself in the spots that you want, and it's just going to hold that spot.
But yeah, no, I've never entered anything like that and done a video submission for anything, so that was a first.
We had over 500 entries and a bunch of video entries, and some of them were just funny. You could just tell it was almost like the scene from Talladega Nights where Will Ferrell's like, what do I do with my hands as they're rising up on the side, you know? And
there you go.
Nice and easy. They got soft lips.
This feels like a good fish.
Yeah. All right, 16 inches and above.
Yeah, feels like an okay fish.
Yep. Let's take a look, Kolo. Swing them right up over the side. You got a 30-pound leader on there. That's a keeper. That's a beautiful fish right there.
That is my first tog.
Kolo's put us on the board. Kolo started dinner. So we're gonna get this guy back in there. Whoop. Oh yeah, boys, we are on the board. So I just put on a fresh crab. We're sitting in about 29 feet of water. Just dropped down to the bottom. So Jim, is this your first boat, 23 Jones Brother?
Probably my first boat I was probably 14, 15 years old. I had a little 16-foot aluminum, and then I graduated to a 19-foot privateer. And then I went out in the ocean with the aluminum boat was just freshwater, and then from that I went to a 19-foot Palm Beach, and then I upgraded to the 23.
But this is a really traditional, steady northeast boat, and so no problems with that.
Over the last year, I've been kind of looking at the Minn Kota and the spot lock, and it was kind of piquing my interest, but hadn't really pulled the trigger on it, getting it, and really didn't know what it would do for me, other than kind of seeing some of the TV shows and things like that. And then when I finally actually put it on the boat with winning the contest, it's completely changed my fishing.
The other thing it does is it eliminates that factor of setting up the anchor, having to pull it. Very, very, very rarely do you nail your anchor the first time when you're fishing on structure and you have to battle both wind and tide. So the nice thing with this is that when you don't hit your mark, but you're close to your mark, using spot lock jog, you can easily just kind of 2 clicks of a button and you're 10 feet to the starboard.
The jog feature is it's unbelievable. You can just really pinpoint exactly where you want to be. If you go to the traditional anchor setup, I mean, you see some guys, they'll use 2 anchors to try and pinpoint.
Absolutely.
And can you imagine trying to set up 2 anchors in a day like today where the wind's blowing? It's not fun. Whereas you just push a button and then, you're a little off, you can fine tune it with the jog feature and you're spot on exactly where you want to be.
There you go.
You have a net? Should go down.
Come on, baby.
You have the net?
I'm gonna need a net.
That's up front. That's a nice fish, Colt.
All right, Jim.
Hey, we are on the board, boys.
Fantastic. Look at the dentures on this guy.
Nice fish.
That
all right.
is a beautiful
So look
fish.
at that, Jim. The wind is blowing today,
Yeah,
brother.
exactly.
There's no getting around that. The fact that you have boat control in this kind of conditions means you get fish like that.
Absolutely.
I think this guy needs to go in the box. They look like human teeth. Well, that
they
is
got
a
'em on
fish
the
that
front
you would
end of
not
that.
lip land.
No, you would
No,
not. You'd only
definitely
do
not.
it once.
Look at that perfect release.
Time to turn on, boys. Time to turn on. There we go.
That's wind's picking up now, good.
Look at this guy trying to get out the scupper. He's like, if I was just a little smaller.
A little bit smaller, I'd make it. Oh, what'd I tell you? She's on. Not a bad fish. She puts us to shame.
She's out fishing us 2-1, maybe 3. Oh, come on. This guy, I don't think he's big, but he just started munching. He was munching. A little cooler, but we're on the board, boys. We are on the board. So you can tell this guy, he was right around there. I felt the whack, whack, whack set up on him and actually hooked him. Yeah, this guy's gonna be a release. I hate these things. They hate me and I hate them. Oh, how's that feel? Better? Better get a bucket.
You can see all just the mixed rubble there. So that rock would be a nice place to find fish.
They love big boulders like that.
So if you want to mark a waypoint, it's really just that easy. There you go.
Yeah.
You can come back and fish that rock anytime you want to.
Hey, can you go back right there and put a waypoint on that so for the future he knows where that is?
71 it should be.
Awesome.
Yeah, so now you'll have DJ's spot. We'll just keep picking off his spots.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something to see how more popular this fishing has become over the last couple of years.
It was never considered a game fish, you know? It's like more and more and more people now are fishing.
Yeah.
Because it's a delicious fish. You got a nice one.
Oh.
I saw the hook set out of the corner of my eye.
So this is he's a smaller fish, but took better than I thought. It's time to get the pliers out on this dude. Smaller fish you won't measure. They'll clean your bait all day long and all you wind up doing is chumming crabs the hard way. He goes back. I'd like to get a bigger one next time. Come on, fish.
There you go.
Yep. He hit it right when it hit the bottom. I don't think he's big.
Oh.
He was bigger than I thought. DJ, this guy didn't know he was hooked. He started swimming to the surface, and I'm like, I don't think he's big. And he got right there and he goes, nope, not buying any of this. Either I just picked it up off the bottom and he hit it, or...
Oh, that's a good one. Net or no?
I can probably swing him. Jim, you want to grab that line and swing him? Thank you. Well, that's another keeper. I put it about a foot off the bottom and he came in. I'm going to just take a quick measurement on this guy just to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yep,
So we got 3 keepers fishing with Jim Webster, state policeman for the Massachusetts Barracks down here in Dartmouth. Chris Megan, publisher with On the Water, and we got Jeff Kolodzinski, brand manager for Humminbird Minn Kota. So Jim got an opportunity to come out here and fish with Colo and I and help host this show. I think he probably thought it was going to be a lot more fun than it really is.
We're having a good time.
We're having a great time. So we're going to go ahead and, you already picked up the iPilot. We're going to go ahead and shoot down to another spot. We got 2 more spots that we're going to try. The wind's picking up and see if we can't get on some more fish. So we got 3 keepers in the box. We need a little bit more meat for the dinner table.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna move, fellas.
As the weather continued to worsen out towards the front of Narragansett Bay, it was time to slide in behind the cover of land into some deep pockets fishing alongside Captain BJ Sylvia, our good friend and extremely knowledgeable guide, who was also out today looking for tog for his crew. Right now we've been fishing jigs and we just don't have enough weight to hold the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go switch over. We got some 6-ounce weight. We're gonna go with a tandem rig. Go ahead and take off the jig that we're fishing, tidal tail jigs, and we're gonna go ahead and switch this thing over.
That wind is picking up for sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay, a little different presentation now. We're gonna take this guy, I'm gonna cut him in half, and then there's 2 hooks on that. And so when I go to hook it, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna snag one side here, and then I'll take the other hook and I'll put the other half on that. After changing over to tandem rigs, Jim hooked into another Tautog that was a little too short to keep, and the crew on both boats were looking for our luck to change. Having fished with BJ Sylvia on multiple occasions, I knew BJ never fished without donuts on board. He said we're only there for luck. With the action slowed, we were looking for any kind of good karma, and that's when things really turned south. Throw.
Oh no! Is there still any in the box?
I got the pumpkin. Throw.
Oh no! Is there still any in the box?
I got the pumpkin. Having managed to save one pumpkin donut, it wasn't long after my first bite that BJ's Lucky Donuts actually had something to them, as we began to dial into the exact depths where the Tautog were holding in this new location, and both boats started hooking up. There you go, there you go. Just shy, I think, but that's...
Yeah, shy.
Oh, that's a nicer fish.
Sea bass.
That is sea bass. And it looks like Jim just hooked into a nice fish. Jim, this could be the fish for you.
Yeah, I like this one.
This one feels like a nice fish. It looks like a nice fish. Let me put this in the rod holder and come over.
Nope, just fought like a bulldog.
Isn't it crazy how some of these fish fight like a bulldog,
like
and
a
then
bulldog.
other times, he's about the exact same size as the last one you got. He's
Yep.
probably right about that same thing. 15, he's got to be right in that, right, you know. I'd put a measurement on him, but I think he's
I
just
think
at
he's gonna be just shy, but
Yep.
yeah, about 13 3/4. 13 3/4.
Wow, he looked bigger than that, huh?
He did. Took drag a little bit right there
he
first.
Did, right when you set up on him. So we've been picking up a lot more fish at this one spot. We seem to be stuck in the friend zone right now between that 14 and 16 inch size. And in the last, I'd say half hour, an hour, the two of us have finally dialed this thing in, and we're having a lot more productivity as far as catching some fish. Got one crab left on here.
And look, there's a pile of fish off to the right-hand side of the transducer, kind of suspended, so it's a little bit off the bottom. That's them. With the side imaging, you can see way outside of the boat now. And because it's a mega imaging, you get the detail that when you have a fish that's 20, 30 feet off, you can literally see a head and tail and know which direction the school is going. You have had sonar before. What are the changes that you see?
The biggest thing I see is the clarity. Like you're saying, you can see the images a lot better than some of the gear that I was running before.
Up on the bow, you have an Ulterra. That was part of your boat makeover, was an Ulterra. Yours is a 36 volt, 112 pound thrust, 72-inch motor. So perfect for your boat. We've lasted all day in really heavy winds. But there's one nice thing about it. I noticed you stowing and deploying it right from your Humminbird unit.
Being able to, by a push of a button, deploy that is it's far easier than ever having to set an anchor out.
Sometimes it gets a little snotty here in the Northeast.
Definitely. The kind of fishing that we do, sometimes just a few seconds makes a world of difference in a spot that you want to be on, and having to run up front and deploy that versus being able to deploy it right where you want it to be, right from the screen, makes a big difference.
There are some fish off the bottom on the right side.
Definitely.
So you're ready for any kind of fish in New England. I mean, you've got radar if the fog comes in. You got a great bottom machine, some nice charting in there too, and a motor that stows and deploys the push of a button. And the best part about the whole button is you press a button and it goes into spot lock, is what it's doing right now. And we're not even moving.
The best part, Jim, is that you actually have a better package than I do. I'm trying to
So it's a shame you didn't win.
I'm trying to figure out if I should have entered into this thing. I have a 22-foot Skeeter. I have one Solex. It looks a little smaller than that Solex. He's got two Solex 10s. I do have an Ulterra, I will say that, and I do love the fact that I can deploy it right from the helm stations. Guys, if we run this contest next year, enter. Proof in the pudding right now. You can get your boat outfitted and get a chance to fish with Chris Megan. Kolodzinski probably wasn't as fun. I know that you were talking about that earlier. That's a bond that we have being Massachusetts guys, and it's unspoken, it's unbroken.
It's so cool that you won this. I know you serve as law enforcement. That's sometimes a thankless job. So as a small way to say thank you,
That's so true.
Way to go. And I can't wait to see fish
Jim,
pictures
thank you, man.
of you wailing on them now on your new rig.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you some photos.
Well, what do you say we wrap this up? We head
I'd
back
say
to
we
the
head
dock.
back to the barn before this wind. It's supposed to blow over 50 tomorrow, but I will tell you this. The Ulterra put it through its paces and some pretty stiff wind out front there.
Full disclosure, I work for the company. I was pretty impressed at how it lasted, and with the wind and the complementary tide going the same direction, there was a big ask on the motor today.
Having been working in the fishing industry for 25 years, I've made many friends over that time, including Jeff Kolodzinski of Johnson Outdoors and BJ Sylvia of Flippin' Out Charters. But getting an opportunity to fish with one of Massachusetts State Police finest was a great example of how fishing brings people together. Jim was the winner of the One Boat Network package that outfitted his 23-foot Jones brother with a new 72-inch Ulterra trolling motor from Minn Kota, along with a pair of Solex 10 electronics from Humminbird. And despite challenging weather conditions that would have made anchoring a major headache, if not nearly impossible, we were able to enjoy a great day and even manage to put dinner in the box.